Hello everyone, welcome back. Yes, we're doing some Pokemon Scarlet Violet stuff for once. Yeah, we are back to Scarlet Violet stuff. For a little bit anyway. Yeah, so, CHESNAUGHT Race is coming back. So, slight confession. I actually didn't do my CHESNAUGHT Terror Raid yet. I've been so busy with Tears of the Kingdom that from the entire weekend I was like, oh yeah, wait, I didn't do my CHESNAUGHT Terror Raid, so I didn't get CHESNAUGHT. I'll be getting it today. You know, of course, like, like during stream, and you know, obviously I'm doing that. But I know what you guys are really here for: the Pokemon Home news. Pokemon Home, it's coming out the 24th. So, that's funny, because like everyone's like, oh yeah, no, the leakers. It's coming out on the 11th. It's coming out on the 90s. Like, no, again, this is why I don't trust leaks. Everything was saying, no, it's gonna be coming today. No, it's not. No, this is why I don't trust leaks. This is my fundamental distrust of leaks. Because it shows, again, history shows, again and again, how nature points out the folly of men. But yeah, it's just, I find it funny. It's like, no, it's not coming out. It's like, no, it's coming out then. But yeah, in other news, so how's everyone doing? Exactly, Darkland. I am the same way. It's like, if leaks are correct, okay. But so many of them historically have been wrong, like with Pokemon Home. First it was the 11th. Like first it was, you know, mid-April. Then it was late April. Then it was early May. Then it was mid-May. Then it was the 11th of May. Then it was the 19th of May. And now we have the official news of, no, it's the 24th. I am indeed, Chris. I am indeed. I've been loving Tears of the Kingdom. It's such a good game. It's just, it is an addiction with Tears of the Kingdom. I can't stop playing it. It's like, just must go and kill all of them. Must go hunt down all the monsters and destroy them. Must craft weapons to destroy monsters. Like, it's great. I love that game. But yeah, so basically, I think what we're going to be doing with the Tears of the Kingdom streams is we're actually going to be alternating. With morning is going to be Tears of the Kingdom streams. Then later in the day, it's going to be, you know, of course, you know, Pokemon stuff. Because when Home comes out, I'm not going to need to manually release, you know, 100 Pokemon every single stream. I'll just need to spend like 2-3 hours breeding them all up. But I won't need to spend like an hour releasing them. I'll be able to, you know, do other stuff during the day rather than sinking so many hours into that. Off stream, I will definitely be doing the Grisco rotation mudkip. Because tomorrow, again, it's gonna be Tears of the Kingdom, and then we're gonna go Pokemon stuff. Because, also, other than that, tomorrow's gonna be a little bit of a semi-busy day for me. For one reason. Tomorrow, my uncle and cousins are coming up from the southern states. Not gonna say which, because, you know, of course, you know, not gonna unintentionally semi-dox my family, as much as, you know, that side of my family and I don't really get along as much. With certain members of the family. They're coming home, they're coming up tomorrow. So we're gonna be all going over to my grandmother's house and having pizza. I'm buying Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom is a delightful game. Highly, highly recommend. And yeah, tomorrow, I'm thinking tomorrow, what our goal is Well, I'm feeling a lot better, Dark Litten. Hello, Lionheart Plays. I almost said Lionheart Plays for Dark Litten. It was like, oh no, Dark Litten Plays. Like, no. My brain is coming from the Southern States of... No! The States of... Mudkip, I am American. I bleed red, white, and blue. I am 100% American, buddy. How dare you insult my non-Americanness? Yes. Sorry, that's a bit of an exaggerated joke from, it's a bit of a joke I picked up from Roanoke Gaming. That is like, you know, I just, the violently pro-American joke that he does every so often. Like, Canada is a southern state in the United States. No, it's not. Canada is America's hat. Canada is the hat of America. But how are you doing? Humberto is in coal, if it may. Nice. Yeah, Lionheart. Go fight the grabby hands. Go fight the grabby hands. Go and fight the grabby hands. I want to see your react. I want to watch your stream you do of fighting the grabby hands, because I want to see that. I want to see you freak out. Hey, Lionheart, listen to me, boy. If I can clown on those things twice in the span of an hour, you, a master mode veteran of Breath of the Wild, can beat them at some point. If I can beat one, if I can beat all of them so far without needing to use a fairy, I think you can do it. And honestly, you can't be any worse than Sly Guy, who got killed by his own boomerang. Which, I need to send that to you. Yes, Sly Guy. Sly Guy, semifinalist of the EVL, got killed by his own boomerang in Tears of the Kingdom. And I am going to go grab that, because it is absolutely hilarious. And it's just like, no, this is funny. But just make sure, just make sure, Lionheart, though, if you're gonna go fight the grabby hands, you need to have the high ground. So get yourself a rocket shield. Just weld a shield to one of the Zonai rockets, and then just rocket shield into the air, and then just bomb arrows. And then just bombers. Aiden, that's why it's so funny. It's impressive how you use a boomerang to take down your last heart in Breath of the Wild. It's like, it's the kind of thing that you can't intentionally do. You can only do it accidentally. Exactly, Dark Litten, exactly. If you need the high ground, you need to get one with the force, the blue lightsaber, red, you're all gonna rise. This Sly asked me how to catch the boomerang. You stand in the problem was that Sly moved. That's why it hit him. He walked away from where he threw it from. You have to stand where you threw it, and then you catch it. And then it doesn't kill you. But yeah. So, how many arrows do you have now, Lionheart? Because I have over 300 arrows. I just farm arrows like crazy. When it comes to Tears of the Kingdom, I just farm arrows like insanity. I go into the Royal Hidden Passage underneath the emergency shelter to Hyrule Castle, and I just break open all the boxes by the likes, and I just farm an absurd number of arrows. And then it's just, no, I just go arrow time. 77. Weak sauce. Your weak sauce, Lionheart. Get those are rookie numbers. Those are rookie numbers. You gotta get more. I hate to say it, but only before. Exactly. Remember, Sly is also the guy who said he's doing a deathless run, was fighting one of the walking sentient trees, and said, You can't get me. And then immediately, the sentient tree head bonked him, and he died. He got killed by a tree. Oh, I love it. Like, Sly, you're an entertaining guy. We love Sly. But also, famous last words. Famous last words, Sly. Don't invite the famous last words to be said. You only make it more funny for all of us. Keep doing it. How do you only have 11 arrows, Mudkip? How? How do you only have 11? Why do you guys have so few arrows? They're the most broken thing in the game. They're so broken. That's why I have literally 300 of them. Oh, it's great. It's great. Also, Lionheart. As soon as you can, go to Skull Lake in Akala and skydive down the left eyeball chasm. You'll hate me for what it is, but then when you see what you get, you'll thank me. 'Cause it's really cool. But like that game just goes so hard. The game goes hard, and I love it. I look tomorrow. Tomorrow. My goal for Tears of the Kingdom tomorrow is we register the Rito area, the area where the Rito are. We register the Gerudo area, and then we register the Korok Forest area. Do some shrines, side quests, and fight more mini-bosses. Because I really want to look for Flux Construct level 3s, if those are even a thing. Because then, if I can fight Flux Construct level 3s, I can fuse Flux Construct level 3 pieces to my weapons and get even more powerful stuff. No Hardy Durians are in the... Oh, Hardy Durians. Yes, but other Hardy items are still in the game. And I think they removed the... They nerfed a lot of things. This is one thing that I really love that they did with Tears of the Kingdom, Aiden. They nerfed us. Like, your weapons are weaker. Your weapons are less durable. Healing items, like, you know, the insane... You could just go to the Pharaon region, and it's just Hardy Durian City. There's just so many you can get. Just cook up so many Hardy Durians, and just, like, infinitely extend your health bar. Taking those away is a good thing. It's also like how, yeah, you can't just throw rupees at the Great Fairy Fountains anymore to unlock them. You gotta do, like, a lot of side questy things. Because, again, you can just throw rupees at stuff. I just gotta go mad. Time to get another Apothecary Servant. Fine. They nerfed Royal Guard Claymore into uselessness. Mudkip. They nerfed, like, most weapons into uselessness. They nerfed basically every weapon other than wood. So, like, oh, a tree branch, a wooden stick, a long wooden stick are actually, like, some of the best things, because it is enforced fusion system. It is enforcing that you need to go kill monsters, fuse monster parts onto your weapons to make them stronger. Which I like. I honestly really like it. Royal Guard's Claymore does 30 devs except for the last date where it does 64. Fun. Yeah, wasn't... Breath of the Wild, wasn't the Royal Guard Claymore, like, 72 base damage? Like, the Royal Guard Claymore was freaking insane. 72! I freaking called the exact number! I knew it! That honestly kind of scares me that I knew it. But yeah, again, they really nerfed us. They really nerfed us in Tears of the Kingdom, which I like. I do legitimately like that they nerfed us, because again, you can go into Breath of the Wild and just power trip City. You go and you just wreck everything. But this one, nah. Nah. I mean, it makes sense they gotta nerf us, because like Link literally at the end of Breath of the Wild is probably the most powerful Link has ever been, barring Majora's Mask Link using the Fierce Deity Mask. Because he is literally just a god of destruction when he is using the Fierce Deity Mask. Breath of the Wild Link is a mortal man who just can do all this insane stuff. With no magic, no nothing. He just insanity craziness. So they needed to kind of nerf the guy pretty hard to make it believable. But yes, they nerf you super hard. But yeah, we're looking for the Master Sword tomorrow. So like we're gonna register the Korok area, we're gonna register the Rito and Gerudo areas, and then we're looking for the Master Sword. Because I would like to get the Master Sword. I mean, you're basically done with the game, Mudkip. I know you've beaten all of the things. You are just going on a monster slaughter spree. Hello, Mike Ev. What's up, dude? Not much. We're just talking about Tears of the Kingdom. We're hatching some Sobble eggs. We are going to be doing some Chestnut Terra raids when this sandwich wears off. But it's going pretty good. But yeah, we're going to be looking for the Master Sword tomorrow. Doing some more shrines to get more light blessings. Yeah, so the goal for me is I'm going to get 2 stamina wheels, and then I'm going to start going for hearts. Because my only real issue that I'm having when playing Tears of the Kingdom is I don't survive that long because I just refuse to heal. But now it's like, okay, I am going to cook foods off screen, get an inventory full of food, and then I can just eat the food while I'm fighting bosses. And when I started doing that, everything just became better. We stopped dying. Nice. Shiny Cyndaquil too. Very, very nice. Yeah, both of our Shiny Cyndaquil were under odds. And so far, the entire Sobble family has also been pretty good under odds. But I'm hoping that this one doesn't break odds. Swabble. Sobble wobble. Yeah, we got home, David Doss. We are getting home on the 24th. Which, again, highlights the reason I don't listen to leaks. It is why whenever I see anything about leaks, I immediately call bullshit. Because they said it was going to be April. They said it was going to be early May. Then they said it was going to be the 11th of May. Then they said it was going to be May 19th. And now it is the 24th of May because it has been officially announced. This is why I don't trust leaks. This is why I don't trust leaks. Because they are wrong. Granted, with the Pokemon series, leaks have been increasingly getting wrong as time has gone on. Like, they used to be relatively correct, like, 3-4 years ago. Now they're just, like, wrong. We're bringing up to Scarlet Violet. My plan for home is I'm actually going to be moving basically everything in this game that is Dex filler stuff over to my Scarlet version and just putting them in my Scarlet version to be babysat. But I'm going to move my shinies from Scarlet over into Violet, so that way I can basically free up all of my space in this game. So I have plans. I have many, many plans. Many plans for that. I mean, mostly it's to make things easier, but also, and like this is gonna show like why I'm gonna be moving over everything. So these boxes, basically everything from box 1 to box 10, that is 300 slots of Pokemon that could potentially be eggs. All of those are gonna be moved over into my Scarlet version, which means when that is done, everything from here, which are my shinies, to here, which is my shinies end. So, you know, eight boxes out of 32 are shiny, are full of shinies. Meaning, from box 9 to box 32 can all be used for the purposes of containing and hatching eggs for Masuda hunts. I will be able to increase my egg hatching speed and my efficiency of hunting eggs massively, which means much better shiny hunting dex completion for all of us. Of any 4 runes in Breath of the Wild DTK, which runes would be Camera, Amiibo, Auto Build, and Master Cycle not included? Well, there goes one right there. I would have taken Master Cycle, but mine would be Stasis, because it's Zawaldo. I take Stasis. Remote Bomb. Ultra Hand, because Ultra Hand is just amazing. And well, that's a hard thing, cause like Cryonis is eh. Magnesis is cool, but like you can kind of do the same things with Ultra Hand. Like Ultra Hand can just like do more. Ascend, I don't like high places, so I probably wouldn't use Ascend. I wouldn't use Ascension. Fuse can kind of be like, is kind of made redundant by Fuse kind of made redundant by Ultra Hand. I guess like Recall at that point. Yeah, we're gonna be doing Hisuians as well. We are gonna be doing the Hisuians as well. Yeah, I guess like Recall, Stasis, Remote Bomb, and Ultra Hand is what I would go with if I could have them. Because, like, again, Ultra Hand is just the best thing in existence. It's awesome. Remote Bomb is a little bit of Remote Bomb. Recall is literally time travel things. And Stasis is literally freeze things in place and just do shenanigans. I love it. Shenanigans are always the best. Shenanigans are always the best. Oh, look at the Toad School. I got BOPW and Darkling suit. Yeah. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, because, like, again, tomorrow is going to be more Tears of the Kingdom in the morning, some more Scarlet Violet towards nighttime. It's going to be all kinds of delightful. All kinds of delightful. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and of course share this out to your friends so they know what we're doing here. Bomb is then Ultra Hand and probably Recall. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense, yeah. I just like Stasis because, like, you can just freeze stuff in place. Just freeze. Zawaldo. Zawaldo. Fun. Because, like, I definitely... I think overall, the runes in Breath of the Wild I enjoyed using far more than the ones in Tears of the Kingdom. But I think... Of course, Stasis, Recall, and Magnesis. Really? Not Ultra Hand. Really? You would not take Ultra Hand? Fascinating. I would have expected Ultra Hand from you. I mean, fair, but also... It's, you can merge stuff together. You can fuse things. I mean, that's a fair point, Medcap. It's like range, but specific things. I mean, at that point, you could just attach a metal to everything. Just like stick a magnet. Just like get custom-made cups and just stick a magnet to the bottom of all of them so you can just like move stuff around in your house at all times. That'd be great. But yeah, I guess it's really just a matter of preference. That. What was the good thing? Oh yeah, what I was saying. I think I think Breath of the Wild's runes, I vastly prefer because they're just more fun to use and to play with in the game. However, Tears of the Kingdom's runes lend themselves to far more interesting puzzle-solving mechanics, which I think is a net big benefit. Like, yeah, remote bombs are awesome. Using stasis in combat is sweet. Joking giant bodies of water puzzles with Cryonis is really heckin' cool. And using Magnesis to move stuff around is also kind of awesome. But the puzzles that those four can really do are extremely limited. And doesn't really lend itself to many creative. That's one of the reasons why like, shrines were so repetitive for me. Because they all kind of blurred together into one of like 7 categories. Outside of the test of strength and blessing ones. Whereas, you know, with Tears of the Kingdom, I'm fairly certain the vast majority of shrines within Tears of the Kingdom are going to be solved with Ultra Hand. However, the way you... But I think it's more a thing of... The puzzle with Ultra Hand is you know Ultra Hand is going to solve the puzzle. But it's figuring out how Ultra Hand works for it. Or ways you can just clown around with Ultra Hand is the fun part. Because it's like, I will always point to that one where it's like, oh yeah, here's the you have to make a boat with paddle wheels to bring this ball over the other side. And I just said, heckin' nah. I'm going to make a bridge that just goes along the entire span of the thing. It's like, that's funny. That's really funny. Because again, Giant Absurd Bridge is really heckin' fun. But like, I think it comes down to like, to that thing. It's a bit of an interesting sort of dichotomy, but I enjoy it. Use Ultra Hand to throw bombs at people. Okay, but I would have to be within 10 feet of target. Yeah, you'd have to be 10 feet, meaning you're in the blast radius. Which is not good. So, kind of counterintuitive. You know, meanwhile with this one, Mudkip could just like stick a magnet on the thing and just use Magnesis to throw it halfway across like a thing. I mean, I guess you could do like... I guess you could like stasis the thing, use Ultra Hand to fling it, cancel stasis, then have it go. But like, again, that's too much work. Too much work. Sobble's gonna hit odds. We're gonna pass on before Sobble Wobble decides to sparkle. Sobble Wobble. Sobble Wobble. I mean, I wouldn't mind if I get another shiny Deerling. I mean, we've found 10 of them so far. I wouldn't mind number 11. I wouldn't hate that game. I wouldn't hate that game. So, another interesting thing about Pokemon Home. Apparently, you're going to be able to transfer Pokemon from Generation 9 back into Gen 8 games. But only if, like, that Pokemon existed back in Gen 8. So, like, I could bring a Sobble from Gen 9. Like, I could bring a Sobble I hatch in this game back to Sword and Shield. But I can't bring, like, a Tinkaton from this game back into Sword and Shield. Because, again, it didn't exist in Sword and Shield. Which is weird until my friend explained to me the way in which it was... Mudkip, we fought a Frox, like, 2 days ago. We fought a Frox a while ago. You're behind the curve, Mudkip. You gotta catch up on the playlist, buddy. We've already fought many frogs. Well, one frogs. The solution is, as always with Breath of the Wild and with now Tears of the Kingdom, just use bomb arrows. I actually don't remember my friend code. I actually don't know what it is. I do not have a friend code command. Main reason is it was really only a thing that I had on screen for like Splatoon 3. And we don't really do Splatoon 3 that often unless it's like a Splatfest. Or, I mean, yeah, like, unless it's a Splatfest. Hi, Ash. Hello, Forehead Queen. Hi, Ash. How are you doing? So, Ash, when are you gonna go fight the grabby hands? When are you going to fight the grabby hands? I want to watch you have a mental breakdown fighting the gloom hands. Because it will be funny. But also, everyone, send some love to our friend Ash. No grabby hands! Because it's funny, Ash. Because it is funny. Everything I do is in the service of humor. Plus, I know the viewers would want to see it. But we love you, Ash. We love you. You bring much joy. Even if you do call me spoon-fed. Which we all know I'm not. Which we all know I'm not spoon-fed. Because if I was spoon-fed... Ash.
If I was spoon-fed, I wouldn't be more than triple over odds for my second Froakie. Meaning cumulatively, I wouldn't be more than 5 times over odds. Understand? Understand?
I'm not spoon-fed. It's not spoon-fed. Spoon-fed, that's great. Yeah, no. If I was spoon-fed, I wouldn't have failed a few shinies. If I was spoon-fed, I wouldn't have failed that Satotl. I wouldn't have failed that second Screamtail. I wouldn't have failed the Psyduck. I wouldn't have failed the Cyclizar. There's a number of shinies I wouldn't have failed if I was truly spoon-fed, Ash. What do you call a camel on a Wednesday? Hump day, I guess? Nice work, Mike. Nice work. Very nice. Hello, Nintendo Sense. How are you doing? Hope you are doing delightful, Nintendo Sense. Have you been playing Tears of the Kingdom? Have you been playing Tears of the Kingdom? Playing Among Us with my sister friend. I've never played Among Us, so like I don't really know how it works. I, by conscious principle, refrain from playing Among Us. It's the same way with Fortnite. I just don't play it. I intentionally, I know it is damaging to the channel. Love to stab your spoon-fed for it. Oh, Ash. You do know that you have your own Ash out of context. And I am putting it in your out of context bin. Because of reasons. I've never played Minecraft. Main reason is the kind of game Minecraft is, it doesn't really agree with me. Open games, like open world sandbox games like Minecraft are something I just do not really have the brain for. I am very much I like to follow the game storyline. I like to have a very clear sense of direction in terms of what to do. And something like Minecraft where it is, you know, create your own game, I just do not have the creativity to do. So it's... Yeah, I've heard great things about it, and, like, people can do amazing things with it, but it's just, I just do not have that level of creativity. Banned. Thank you, Ash, for the hammer. Hello, that dude. How are you doing? How are you doing? Ash, isn't this like the 17th time you have said I'm banned? So it's like, you keep unbanning me. You keep not banning me, even though you say you banned me with your Pikachu banned command. It's like, that image, by the way, is glorious. I love it. I do legitimately love that banned Pikachu thing. Hey, Bryce. 4 more days till what, that dude? To get Tears of the Kingdom? Oh, it's a gimme goal right there. Hello, gimme goal. Jump. Jump in the air, and he did a somersault. Oh, school ends. Yeah, I honestly forgot, like, that's a thing, because... Like, I graduated last year. Yeah, I forgot, because, like, I graduated from college last May. A little over a year ago, actually, is when I graduated. So, school is one of those things I just actively refrain from consciously thinking about. Because it's school. I look forward to, like, when summer starts, it's gonna be great for the channel. Like, summer's gonna start, channel growth's gonna pick up, people are gonna be, like, we're gonna go aggressive on the content when it comes to summer. Because, like, people are gonna be watching, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be glorious. But yeah, it's gonna be glorious, I love it. I'm loving it. I have plans. Also, Ash, when are we gonna do that shiny race? Because, like, we kind of talked about that, then Tears of the Kingdom happened, and everything just went to crap. So when are we? Is that race still on? Next week will be good. Okay, next week should be good. Welcome back, V. Christella. How are you doing? Welcome back. I am back. I'll be back. Damn, I want to go to Sobble, you better not go over odds. You better not go over odds, Sobble. Oh, also, I just realized it is time for CHESNAUGHT. Oh, the tournament I was really scared about. You got 0-3'd? Yikes. Next time you'll do better though. Next time it'll go better. Oh, nice. Hey, that's cute. That's cute. Iron Treads is fighting type, and Grey Tusk is steel. Cute. Very cute. Except not really, because you're gonna get clowned on. Yeah, again, I'm smooth-brained. Remember. Smooth. Smooth brain. I very smooth brain. Where is the thing? Spooky ghost. Spooky, spooky, spooky ghost. There's the rock for brains. There's the rock for brains. Nope, none of those are useful to me. I have enough tomato berries. You don't get out of them until June 20th. Yeah, I forgot how late it was. Yeah, I am too. I am also wondering what the next terror raids are going to be. Watch it be that now that Home is out, just there's no more terror raids. I do legitimately think, though, that with Pokemon Home being released, a lot of the demand, a lot of the pressure for terror raids is just kind of gone. Because with terror raids, with the level 7 terror raids, you would get a Pokemon that isn't in the game yet. Whereas now, you can just bring them into the games. Like, they're not, you don't have to worry about it anymore. We did that, dude. We did. Iron Treads does look very goofy. Iron Treads does look more than a little goofy. I like it, though. But yeah, unfortunately, Iron Treads kind of continues a thing that I was saying a while back about the future Paradoxmon. That all of the past Paradoxes are so much better competitively. They're so good competitively. But then, like, the future ones are just not great. The past ones are legendary. I mean, you got Fluttermane. You have Fluttermane. Literally the most powerful Pokemon this generation as a past Paradox. You have Roaring Moon. My favorite Pokemon in all of Paldea. Moongo Roar. We love it. Great Tusk. Like, Great Tusk is not nearly as heavily used as Fluttermane, who is the most used, and Roaring Moon, who's, like, also very heavily used. But, like, Great Tusk is still pretty well used. Brute Bonnet is, like, an off-brand Amoonguss, because a lot of Psychic types are being brought in to deal with Amoonguss, and Brute Bonnet just, nope, no. Your Psychic type shenanigans don't do a thing to Amoonguss. Don't Ooga-Boogus. Yeah. Slitherwing is literally the only one that doesn't really see high-level competitive play. That's the past ones. Yeah, Great Tusk, Brute Bonnet, yeah. The other ones, I think, all do. Yeah, Great Tusk, Great Tusk, Roaring Moon, Fluttermane, Great Tusk, Roaring Moon, Fluttermane, Brute Bonnet. There's two I'm forgetting. There's three I'm forgetting a few of them. Sandy Shocks. Thank you. Screamtail and Screamtail. What? There's one more. There's one more. I know there is. Yoga legendary beast that can kill you in 200 seconds. Violet players. Hey, we got good people both off. But hurry on. We got no Gigas Beavered. Roaring Moon. Sandy Cheat. Roaring Moon. I thought I already said Roaring Moon. I mean, I love Roaring Moon. It's great. It's just chef's kiss. I love this thing. Like the past Paradoxes are great. I love them. Because like there's 7 Paradox Pokemon in total. Roaring Moon, Sandy Shocks, Fluttermane. Sandy Shocks, Fluttermane. Great Tusk, Brute Bonnet, Slitherwing, Screamtail. Oh, that's all. Okay, that's all of them. Yeah, that is all of them. That's all 7. Okay, I had them all. What is it? No. Sandy Shocks doesn't. No. It's the other way around. It is the other way around, Mudkip. Yeah, I love Roaring Moon. It's just... Roaring Moon's design just hits different. But again, guys, if you haven't done so, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Personally, I want Paris Bird to be more named Bloom and yeah, I don't really think we're going to be getting other past Paradox Pokemon that are, like, not Paradox iterations of, like, the Legendaries, because I've been gradually leaning on the hypothesis that people have put out there about the Paradox Pokemon that they were never actually real. That instead of being a time machine, the machine in the thing instead makes, like, your imagination reality. Because Walking Wake punches an enormous hole in the entire thing of them being, like, you know, ancient Pokemon counterparts. Because Suicune didn't exist until very recently, relatively speaking, in the Pokemon, you know, timeline. Because Suicune, Entei, and Raikou came into existence because the Burn Tower got burnt down, and Ho-Oh resurrected the 3 Pokemon that got trapped in there and burned. So Suicune never existed before that, meaning Walking Wake cannot be an ancient ancestor of Suicune. Thus, going into the thing, very likely the Paradox Pokemon never actually existed. It's like the machine either, like, mutated the Pokemon into becoming those things, or they were just created from nothing. They were created from, like, oh, this is what I imagine they are. Iron Hands, Iron Bundle, Iron Moth, Iron Fingers, Iron Hand, Unforgettable, Iron Moth, Iron Thoughts, and Iron Family. Really? Really? You say Iron Valiant is the most forgettable? I would have to say very hard to disagree on that. I would have to say Iron Jugulus is probably the most forgettable for me. Really? Everyone I know loves Iron Valiant. Because, like, Iron Hands everyone loves because Terra Raids. Iron Bundle everyone loves because it's just stupid silly. Iron Moth, I know people remember because it's such a painfully bad typing. Iron Tread you have to fight in the main story, like, you have to remember that because of that. I forget about stuff like Iron Douglas, yeah. I mean, Iron Thorn is unforgettable, I love it. Just because Pokemon win regionals doesn't mean that they're not memorable. Remember, a lot of things have won at regionals. A lot of things have won at regionals historically. Iron Moth's typing hurts me. It's just fire poison. Fire poison. Salazzle couldn't make it work. Why do you think something that is also a glass cannon could make it work? Air Balloon does not do well. Air Balloon is very, very bad in VGC. You gotta remember, when it comes to VGC, it's a best of 3 format. So, doing one match, oh, that's what your item is. I know what it is now. They go in with a plan for the next one. Air Balloon is not very heavily used. And with Terra Flying, you have to burn your Terrastalize on the Iron Jugulus, on the Iron Moth, which is sometimes like a bit of a bigger cost than a lot of people want to sink into. So it's a team controlling thing, which is a bit of a problem for certain things. It essentially costs more to do than you really get out of it. Hello, Jake. How you doing? How you doing? And again, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Okay, we got an Intimidate pop-off. up iron defense first. Alrighty, this is why we go special. This is why we go special attackers. This is why we go for special attackers. Because we get around that iron defense. Imagine being weak to your own typing. Clowned. Getting clowned on. You absolute clown. You get clowned on. Get in clowned. Get in clowned. It's probably gonna stat purge. Really? Hammer arm. It's got the freaking Kratos shields. It's got the freaking arm shields like it's Kratos. Got that freaking Kratos arm shields. Drain. Super ultra mega epic super giga drain. Iron Jugulus is literally just all throat. Iron Jugulus is just all throat. That's why I said go for the throat. You go for the throat for the attack. Probably should have changed this Terror type of grass. But, I mean, that's literally what its name is. Jugulus is like the Latin word for throat. So its name is literally Iron Throat. Metal Neck. Again, it's got the freaking Kratos arm shields. It has the Kratos arm shields. Yep. That changes the purge. Get clowned. Daz Daz Gleam. Daz Daz Gleam. You're getting clowned. Really? You actually have close combat? I really didn't think it would actually have close combat. I love CHESNAUGHT, man. I mean, like, the thing is, anytime, like, the Kratos shield, I can only ever think of one thing when I see it now, and that is, I don't know how many of you guys have seen the movie Prey. The new Predator, the Predator, like, super prequel that came out, like, last year. Because the Predator in that movie, the developers said, yeah, the shield that the Predator has in that movie is specifically inspired by Kratos' like, God of War 4 shield. It is, like, specifically based on it. Like, that is awesome. They have the shield, I think. Pokemon can destroy Kratos. Armadillo, Apple Dragon, or the Raging Ghost of? I would say the Ghost. Because, like, well, then again, now that you say that, there is a record of Spartans who thought they saw a ghost. And the first thought the Spartans had when they saw what they thought was a ghost. Come back here, you spirit witch will die twice. So they have tried to kill a ghost. So, I mean, I don't know. I think Kratos could kill a ghost. CHESNAUGHT is pretty good. Just, like, CHESNAUGHT definitely got better in Gen 9. Yep. CHESNAUGHT definitely got better with Gen 9. Like, Gen 9 buffed a lot of stuff. Hammer Bonk 9000. Bonk. Epic Super Giga Bonk. Bonk. Goodbye. God of War using freaking Psyshock is painful in this fight because it's targeting its physical defense. Bonk. Belly drum chest. Alright. Oh, we go. There we go! Shield is gone! Let's get to crushing this thing's face, shall we? Wood Hammer Bonk. Okay, Curse. Wow, they really really wanted to kneecap this thing. They really wanted to make sure, like, this thing absolutely crushed its own stats. Yeah, Pokemon Home is next week. And once again, the leakers were wrong about the release date. Have you ever used Red Heart Russell Strategies? What exactly do you have to think? No. I have used a slightly modified version of that, which was Tyranitar Excadrill. I am very much a fan of Excadrill. I love my Sandbeams. Sandbeams are my specialty. They're not Sith Lords. My specialty is Sandbeams. I would use a Safari Ball if I had one. You know, no, Friend Ball doesn't really work with your color scheme. Nest Ball works, though. Nest Ball works with you. Nest Ball works. No, X-Guitar is the name of that competitive strategy. Right, Jake, you're unfamiliar with competitive naming schemes. Competitive pair strategies are the abbreviation of names, like Garavire was the Gyarados Electivire strategy, where you basically use a Gyarados whose main weakness is electric. You swap that into the Electivire, who is, you know, Motor Drive, which boosts up its speed. Electivire's only weakness is ground. Get the Gyarados for that. Terracotta, Whimsicott, Terrakion, where you use beat up Whimsicott onto the Justified Terrakion. Venodon. Venusaur, Groudon. It's a very common competitive thing where it's like, you take the two names and you merge them in together just for shorthand. Rayogre. Zerndon. Zerndon gives me nightmares. I still have the nightmare flashbacks of VGC Ultra Series with Primal Groudon and Xerneas teams. I hope they never come back. Granted, without access to Primal Groudon, those teams will never exist again, which is a blessing. But also, screw the fact that those teams ever exist in the first place. Scar and Bliss. Scar and Bliss, exactly. I would be part of it. Dog Trio with Smog. Not exactly how it works. Not exactly how it works for the naming scheme, Jig. It is the team is the two Pokemon, or generally more. Generally, if it's multiple Pokemon, it's an acronym. Like, Chalk. Chalk. The days of Chalk. No Amoonguss. No Mega Kang. No Blandurus. No Cresselia. No. No more Chalk. No more Chalk. No more flashbacks. Well, then again, Chalk is garbage. Chalk was garbage. It's kind of one of the funny things is that, like, for as dominant as Chalk was back then, because they weren't smart to come up with anything more original. Well, the funny thing, Alex, Volcarona just dunked on that entire team. Volcarona destroyed Chalk teams. It's just that people didn't realize Volcarona destroyed them, so they weren't using Volcarona. That's the reason why after, you know, that regional, like, where Chalk did all that damage that it did for so long, when the metagame finally, like, settled down immediately after then, Chalk just dropped off the face of the earth. Because people realized, oh, here's how you beat it. I'm right on Darkrai. Darkrai is not legal for usage in competitive, Tatsubaki. it is illegal for competitive play, because all mythicals competitively are banned. So, like, Mew, it cannot be used competitively. Celebi, Darkrai, Manaphy. Main reason is availability. You know, it screws over people who don't have access to them, whereas, like, VGC is, you know, availability for things, it does play a bit of a factor, so mythicals are just blanket excluded. Here's Smeargle's coming back. I'm making guys moveset. I mean, it's hard to give Smeargle a good moveset for competitive these days, because it lost Dark Void. That's the main one. Like, Smeargle's bread and butter was Dark Void. Then in Gen 6, it lost the ability to be able to use Dark Voids, and then Smeargle just dropped off the face of existence at that point. I think now really all Smeargle does is Geopassing. I think? I think Geopassing is like the only thing it's able to do. That's like, you know, like more useful than that. Geopassing is Baton Pass Geomancy, so that it boosts up all its stats. It boosts up its special stats and speed twice. Then it uses Baton Pass to give those to an ally. But I'm not sure how viable that actually is these days, considering Prankster Murkrow is kind of a god. Because Clear Amulet does not block Haze. Also, Clear Smogamungus exists. And also and the heavy taunt usage. Yeah, the metagame kind of like... I'm honestly, like, as weird as this is, like, I am kind of almost glad a lot of those, like, cheap shot tricks that, like, things could do kind of can't really do those cheap shots anymore. Legendary Pokemon are banned for VGC, like, you mean restricted. You mean Legendary. The thing is, Legendary Pokemon really aren't that big of a problem in VGC. Because a lot of, like, the minor legendaries generally have stat lines that are not that far off from a lot of other Pokemon. It's just that because they are legendaries, they're a bit of it just paints a big target on their back. Because if something like, say, you know, Landorus or Cresselia was just the end of a 3-stage evolutionary chain, no one would realistically have that big of an issue with them. Because of the end of a 3-stage evolutionary chain. But it's because they're legendaries, they're a bit of an easy target just painted on their back. Whereas, you know, the box art legendaries are banned for the initial part of VGC. Then later they add them in, but you're only allowed 2 of the restricted legendaries per team. We already did, Mike, it's only 1 Terror raid per day for the CHESNAUGHT raids. It's only 1 per day. Also, Urshifu is a legendary. Also, you said Urshifu, yeah, it's only really as of relatively late where non-restricted legendaries have been getting kind of insane kids like, yo, Urshifu. Urshifu is not a restricted legendary, but it is insane. Yeah, I don't date skip. I don't date skip, Chris. I do not believe in doing date skipping because it feels like, it is RNG and game manipulation, which I am adamantly against. Yeah, I actually kind of had like a whole video on that about like how legendaries do kind of get a bit of a bad name. You know, legendaries do get really, really overhated. But a lot of it really comes from they're just a very easy target for a lot of people. Whereas like if they weren't the end, if they were just like the end of a 3-stage evolutionary chain, then there wouldn't really be as big of an issue as there kind of is. Yeah, like Incineroar was pretty much like the only Pokemon, or like the first one that is like a 3-stage Pokemon that is actively hated by people for how annoying it is competitive. Like, it took Incineroar to really show like that is the case. Yeah. Like, Incineroar is a Pokemon that I love. I'm a big fan of Incineroar. But when it comes to playing games involving Incineroar, yeah, no, I despise it. Like, same with Rillaboom. I love the Pokemon for what it is. I just despise it when it comes to competitive because it is super obnoxious. I said it before. I was actually saying it when we got our shiny Jolteon. There's a very good reason why when Zacian was legal back in Sword and Shield, Zacian was only the second most used Pokemon in that format. Number 1 was Incineroar. Yeah. Again! Anytime we talk about Incineroar, we get a shiny! Anytime! I called it! Do not forget to leave a like and subscribe, guys. Holy freaking crap, I love this game. Every time. It always happens. It always happens. Honestly, they did nerf Zacian pretty heavily this game. They did really heavily nerf it. It lost 20 points of physical attack, which is, you know, it is pretty big. But also, it can't just Intrepid Sword swap in and out like that. Because, like, the one thing was that Zacian could just keep pivoting in and out. It could switch in unpunished. Now, it only gets 1 Intrepid Sword boost. And if it's forced out, it loses that. Which is a huge blow to its damage output. So, like, they did nerf Zacian pretty heavily. Let's see if it's marked. It is not marked. Every time. It's becoming... It's becoming the freaking new Deerling. It's becoming... Mudbray's becoming the new Deerling. Swallow Violet, Stage Retest. They do regional decks, then they do national decks. They after a time, they will open it up to everything else. So, again, Incineroar is an inevitability. Like, I've said it before and I will die on this hill. I don't think Incineroar is ever going to be staying out of a game. I think that Incineroar, even if it's not in the release decks, it will always return in the DLC editions of the decks. Purely because it is that one Pokemon that is so monumentally powerful, it keeps the legendary restricteds in check. Again, it is more used than Zacian for a damn good reason. And honestly, it's kind of going to keep a lot of the Paradox Pokemon in check. Like, it's going to do very well against Fluttermane. It's going to do very well against Roaring Moon. It's going to do very well against, like, all of the physical ones. I don't think Fluttermane is going to fall. I think Fluttermane will, like, consistently be topping charts, but I think it's gonna go from, like, 67% usage to, like, 40-something. Like, maybe high 50s, but, like, mid to low 50s to high 40s. Like, I don't think Fluttermane is ever gonna drop below, like, 40% usage. It is a damn good Pokemon. Remember, Fluttermane is blitzingly fast, 135 speed. An insanely high special defense, 135 as well. And then a great special attack, 135. with disgustingly strong spread dazzling limb, excellent coverage, you know, because the Shadow Ball's that strong. Mystical Fire, it works very well in Sun, like probably the best weather right now. It's insanely good. You know, so many good resistances, so many good immunities. It's overall like a very, very solid Pokemon. I really don't think it's ever going to be falling too heavily because it's just that damn strong. I would like it to not be nearly as strong as it is, but I don't think it's ever going to fall too much because, like, in a lot of ways, it is a strictly better version of Sylveon. You know, a lot of people really like Sylveon because, you know, it's got, you know, good special defense. It's got that really strong spread fairy damage with, you know, picks like Hyper Voice. But Fluttermane is all of that with better special attack, better special defense, doesn't rely heavily on Trick Room, can be even more powerful in weather, and doesn't need to have its item be Throat Spray. Gastrodon is great for giving Muddy Water and yawn. Gastrodon got taken down a couple pegs. My boy Gastrodon did suffer. I love Gastrodon. My boy. I love Gastrodon. Literally my favorite Pokemon to use in any favorite Pokemon to use competitively is Gastrodon. But Buddy had to fall because freaking Scald was way too obnoxious of a move. Like, I love Gastrodon. Scald was a really fun move to use. But I'm not sad Scald was gone. I don't miss it. It default made water a relevant typing. Even if water was just, even if like there were so many grass types, so many electric types, so many water immunities, and freeze dry, water would always be a meta relevant typing with Scald existing because it punishes switch outs so heavily. Let's get back to the series. The funny thing is, I don't use Metagross competitively, Alex. I have only ever had one Metagross on a competitive team, and that was all the way back in Sun and Moon for the challenge event thing where you got the shiny Tapu Fini. I never really use Metagross. You know, for it being my favorite Pokemon, I don't actually use it on teams. Which is weird. For a lot of people, like, it doesn't really mesh with my playstyle. I'm a big fan of, like, Sand Hyper Offense, and Metagross semi-meshes with Sand Hyper Offense, but it's a bit inflexible. Ban Incineroar. I wouldn't mind if Incineroar is banned, but I also do really like Incineroar. You know, again, Incineroar is one of those Pokemon that, like Rillaboom, I love the Pokemon. I just don't like it competitively because it's so insane. You know, it's great to use in a story playthrough. Great design. Not too strong, not too overpowered for a story playthrough. And then it got its hidden ability, and everything just became Nightmare Show. I feared that Quaxcaball was going to turn into that for Scarlet Violet. Thankfully, it didn't. Like, thankfully it didn't. But I was worried. Like, Aqua Step is insane. It's an automatic speed boost in conjunction with a Moxie ability. And I have enough experience from Sword and Shield of Moxie Max Airstream Gyarados to know that's a recipe for a lot of destruction. Thankfully, it didn't. Granted, I think a large part of that was because of the water immunity is, like all of the water immunity that do exist. So, like, there was that. Well, I was like, their stats are offensive stat-wise. Like, they're not, like, the best. Like, Now think about it, none of the 3 starters for Paldea have super, super high offensive stat lines. Like the closest is Skeletorge, but that's kind of closest by way of its signature move. Cause like, you know, Meowscarada is I think 110 for physical attack. Their starters are good, but not amazing stats. Their moves, maybe. Yeah, that's really what it is. It's like their stat lines are a bit like middle of the road for offensive. Because like, you don't generally a dedicated attacker, you do not want 110 or like 115 for your stat. Like unless you're like on the heavily bulky side, a stat that low generally doesn't do super well competitively. That's one of the reasons why you'll like Kingdra is really good, but Kingdra only has a 95 base special attack. But it's so good because its other stats like more than compensate. But if you're gonna be like a relatively glass cannon-y Pokemon, you're gonna need much higher. You're gonna need like 130, 135 and above to really make that glass work for you. And that's one of the reasons why like a Garchomp was so good for so long, and like even now is like still really insanely good, because it's got the attacking stat line of dedicated glass cannons, but it actually has a very significant amount of bulk. So it's like the best of both worlds. It's a glass cannon that isn't a glass cannon. A legendary example is Mewtwo, but Mewtwo's issue is it's generally a one-dimensional beat stick. Which I'm okay with, because like it's Mewtwo. But then you get like some insane like Primarina, where like it's really, really aggressive, really bulky, but also can like do stuff super well because it's very slow. He doesn't need to rely on like super, super high speed, so it has better stat efficiency. That's one of my favorite things about like just like looking at Pokemon stat lines is like seeing how efficient they have actually become over time. Where it's like you look back at some of the Gen 1 Pokemon, they've got like a defense stat that's like 65 and an HP stat that's like 70. And it's like their stat lines are just not good at all. And then you look at like a modern day Pokemon where it's like, oh yeah, its special attack is like 15, not 15, so like 30 something. And then its special defense is like 70 something. Like, Giggle's a good example. No more great Tusk raids than Chestnut raid. And again, that was fun. Like a great example is look at Gigalith's stat line, and then look at Golem's stat line. To see, like, yeah, this is how much better they've gotten, like, keeping that general stat spread design shape for, like, that archetype of Pokemon, but now it actually is able to do something with it rather than being cripplingly weak, which I like. Like, I like the fact that they have made better stat lines. The Pokemon are they're getting more efficient. Now the only issue with that is a lot of Pokemon get super insanely good at that point, because now they actually have like a lot. They're hitting as hard as older Pokemon did, but they're having much better bulk. They can take hits better. So it's a bit of both ends. Stuff gets better, but at the same time they kind of get better a lot quicker. Like that's actually this is one of those things that if you play things like draft, like Pokemon draft leagues, you tend to notice that a lot of Pokemon are not very different from one another in terms of like how well they can do things. Hello there, Black Red Pill. Hope you're doing well. You know, it's like, Garchomp gets drafted. Okay, well, then, like, another, like, really good ground type just gets, like, substituted and does, like, the exact same things. Because I remember in one league we did, someone got Gengar. And then everyone was like, oh, man, Gengar's gone. And then another person picked up, Haunter. And they said, like, yeah, basically everything Gengar does, Haunter does, like, kind of the exact same thing as it. Like, it can still, like, two-shot the same things. It can still do this, 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 and this. Like, it does all the same things. It's like, wow. You never really noticed that. Yeah, a lot of eggs. And did a reset. Then I saved for getting those eggs. Now I lost all my eggs. Epic top hat man. Yikes. Well, that's why you just breed them again. At least you keep the materials, and you didn't have to release everything. Okay, so I did a Grace Tuskrade. You got an item called None. Didn't think of anything, and immediately... You may not have updated your game. That sounds like there needed to be an update installed, and you may not have updated the game. Because something similar happened with Walking Wake and Iron Leaves, where it forced a bad egg. This was the Generation 4 draft, yeah. So this was like Generation 4 mechanics when Gengar still had Levitate. But also, guys, again, if you haven't done so, please do not forget to leave a like and subscribe. Yeah. I didn't mention that it was Generation 4, so that's a thing. My game was updated and got the item weird. When I get the Chespin eggs, I will be able to get you those, Alex. But yeah, it's one of those things. Thank you very much, Epic Top Hat Man. Delightful. I am a big fan of top hats. Top hats are fantastic, just like bow ties. Bow ties are cool. If you understand the reference, you understand the reference. Shiny. Damn it. We already got one shiny today. We got a shiny Mudbray. There's this weird thing that's happened where, like, we start talking about Incineroar and how, like, insane it is competitively, and we get a shiny. It's happened like 3 times already. And I'm not only about to stream, but it's funny. I love it. Because I'm a big fan of competitive. I do enjoy competitive battling. And as a Pokemon, I love Incineroar. But as a competitive player, I don't like going up against Incineroar because it just gets so much insanity. Been trying to get the shiny Froakie for a long time. But, bro, same. We're doing a shiny Living Dex. So I need to get 3 shiny Froakie. For my second shiny Froakie, which the first shiny Froakie was well over 1,200 eggs before we got that shiny, that counter then reset to 0. Then we hatched 1,735 eggs for the second shiny Froakie, and we still haven't gotten the second shiny Froakie yet. So, like, I am in the same boat as you. Froakie being a shoe. It's not nearly as bad as my Ho-Oh that was in Dynamax Adventures, and we went almost 700 Dynamax Adventures before I finally got that shiny. 694 Dynamax Adventures before that thing sparkled. And now I finally have my Ho-Oh. But then we still need to go do the shiny hunt for Lugia back in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which we are going to be doing that. Because I made a comment during the Ho-Oh Dynamax Adventures where it was like, I could probably go hunt for Lugia in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and I would have gotten this thing faster than it took me to get Ho-Oh. And after I got Ho-Oh, I said that I was going to hunt for that Lugia back in full odds Gen 4. So, we're doing that later at some point. Still have to figure out when we're going to do it. But we're going to be playing through the entirety of Soul Silver on the channel, playing up to that thing, then starting the shiny hunt. But it's gonna be great. Yeah, the slightly lighter frog is the same thing for me, buddy. I feel your pain, Epic Top Hat Man. I feel your pain much the same. Greninja, this is why you are my least favorite starter and second least favorite Pokemon. Sparkle for me already. Also, I need to go get some water. It is important to remember, everyone. Hydrate or dihydrate. We're going to be going live tomorrow for some more Tears of the Kingdom. But for now, I need to go get some water. I'm actually kind of thinking of maybe doing a very, very early Tears of the Kingdom stream tomorrow. Because I mentioned this a little earlier, but tomorrow night I am going to be having dinner with like my my father's side of the family. Because my uncle is coming to town and he lives in the southern states and he very rarely comes up. But he's coming up tomorrow and we're all getting dinner tomorrow. So I don't know when we're going to be live, but I'm thinking like, okay, we'll go like do a very early stream tomorrow for Tears of the Kingdom, which means going to sleep early today, starting up the stream tomorrow at like 6 something probably. Maybe not 6. Maybe not 6. Like maybe like 9 something maybe. And then do it from there. So kind of figuring out when that would be ideal. We already got a shiny today. We got the shiny Mudbray. So like we were already ahead for the shiny living deck. But yeah, we are doing shiny living decks. And Frog is being Screwball. Frog, yeah, not Frog, Sobble. But like Sobble, we've already gotten 2 Sobble. Both of them were pretty heavily under odds. By the final ones being a shoe. And yes, we refer to any shiny that takes a long time to get as a shoe. It is a thing we picked up from Infernamin, otherwise known as Landon. This is what Sobble is being. This is what you are being right now, Sobble. A shoe. Well, technically this is a slipper. You get the idea, Sobble. You get the idea. Box. 5. Also, all of these Sobble are being bred with a 0 physical attack IV, because as I love competitive, I want to minimize my potential foul play damage. Also potential confusion damage, but you don't really see confusion competitively. It's not... Confusion is not overly viable competitively. Has never really been competitively viable. Aside from like a Dynamic Punch Machamp with no guard. And even then, you really never saw Dynamic Punch no guard Machamp because your enemy could use, that no guard against you to their own benefit. Which is not good for you. Which is very not good, especially when like moves like Hurricane are kind of very good coverage moves. Right, able the Pokemon, right? I think a better job following the guide. Epic Top. Did you join the Discord? I recommend you join the Discord. I would be very happy to lend some assistance with that, because I'm always happy to help people, like, with competitive stuff. Because, welcome in, Nox Ruby. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm always happy to help people, because I had to learn competitive stuff on my own, and learning it on your own takes a lot longer than like just having someone there to say like, oh, this might be good, this might be good, like just explain why something is the way it is. It makes a world of difference. I don't want a shiny Eggman, I want. Yeah, no. That is the only way to get shiny Chespin though. The only way to get it is by doing a Masuda method hunt. Well, the only other ways are doing island scan back in Ultra Sun and Moon or regular Sun and Moon, I forget which game. Or to sit through the entire opening cutscene per soft reset of X and Y, which is 2 minutes per soft reset. And you're also dealing with a 1 in a little over 4,000 odds for that. So, not exactly historically a good thing. But yeah, how are you doing, Ruby, though? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. But again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. 60. I'm not really sure how much longer we're actually going to be live for, because we've been live for an hour and a half. We've already got a shiny. We got a shiny, Mudbray. Another extra shiny Mudbray. We've gotten like 4 of them at this point. So that one is going in the giveaway shiny bin. Hey, Masuda Method, it feels like you're going nowhere. I actually enjoy Masuda Method. Well, I enjoy Masuda Method in this game. Because we've gotten a lot of shinies when we've been walking around, we've found a lot of shinies, especially ones that we needed. So, in this game, I don't mind Masuda Method. But, also, if you use egg power sandwiches when you're hatching, that also speeds up the rate of hatching, which really, really helps. So, like, it does make it a little bit more bearable. But I definitely can understand why people... I definitely can understand why people do not like Masuda Method, because it does take a long time, and it is a bit monotonous. Yeah, Granted, if I wasn't streaming this, then I feel the Masuda Method would definitely be a lot easier to do. Because I could just, like, basically be running around all day while I'm doing other things. Like, you'll be listening to music and stuff like that, but yeah. Watch Wolfie. Yeah, Wolfie is just so good. Like, that man is expert battle supremo. I someday wish to be as good as that man, and someday I wish to battle Wolfie. I someday wish to battle him and defeat him. But I know it's a bit of a long shot, type of dream. But yes, tomorrow we're going to be streaming some more Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda. And then after that, we're going to be doing some more shiny Masuda hunting for Sabal. And yeah, we're going to be doing 2 streams tomorrow. The first one is going to be much earlier in the day. The second one is going to be later at night around the same time as this one was. So, I think we're going to be ending off at this. I think that this is actually kind of a good place to end off here. So that I can get things ready for tomorrow. Which also means I should get looking for our raid target. For those who don't know, those who are new. Which again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. We do a raid at the end of every stream because we love to support our fellow content creators. And by doing a raid, we send the love over to them. Let's go raid Shinies. Because right now he is celebrating 1 year of streaming. And also is Masuda hunting. So I will see you guys next time. Let's rock and roll up. See you guys tomorrow. There we go, there's the link.